Okay, so afternoon, everybody. I guess that's quite a thing to follow, right? So if you can just lower your expectations right now, that'd be really, really helpful. So my name's Stuart Hughes. At Rolls-Royce, we have the role CDIO. It's Chief Digital Information Officer. So it's kind of like being a group CIO, but quite a lot of what we do is digital. All right, so in a lot of other presentations, I would say we're very like a Formula One team, but I'm not sure I want to say that today. So we're very like a Formula One team. Our engines have 300 sensors. We stream data into our data platform. We have a data science stack. So very, very similar. I guess starting with Rolls-Royce. So we don't make cars. I'm afraid that is BMW. So apologies for that if you were going to ask me about how a car works. But we're made up of 5 divisions. So civil aerospace, if you've been on a long-haul flight, then you will have 50% chance that you've been flown by Rolls-Royce. Or if you've got your own private jet, there's an 80% chance you're being powered by Rolls-Royce. Power systems, so if you've been in a super yacht, if you're a gazillionaire, then you will have been powered by us. We work in defense. And then we have our new businesses that are all around sustainability. So electrical is, of course, electrical flight. And then SMR is around nuclear power. So can we create small, consumable, reusable nuclear power stations that are easy to install and easy to create? We're very, very innovative, 44,000 people. And all of our technology, actually, you can see a lineage between them all. So we work in defense, in submarines, that's nuclear, and obviously SRI is nuclear as well. So they're all joined together. So talking a little bit about our customer proposition. So I work in civil aerospace. So as I've said, that's about long-haul engines. It's also about business jets. So the first section of the presentation is really just talking about long-haul. So very small numbers of customers, lots and lots of flights, lots of planes in the air. As we've talked about, all of our engines have sensors inside them. The newer generation of engine has 300 sensors, generates about half a gig of data per engine per flight. The older engines generate something that went on a floppy disk. And that's actually how the evolution of our platform went. We went from people used to literally send a floppy disk in the post to sending a CD in the post to FTP and to where we are today, where we have a two-way communication between the engine and the ground. So we have a very, very special business model. Some people call it servitization, but to make it really simple, somebody buys a jet engine off us for their aeroplane, and then they pay us per engine flying hour. So in return for that, we allow all of the risk to be transferred to Rolls-Royce for the maintenance and making sure that engine is available. All right, so it allows airlines to do what they want to do, right? They want to be great at selling tickets, they want to be great at the scheduling, and they want to be great at running their operation. They agree with us that the best people, the people who understand the engines best, are Rolls-Royce, and they want to have us maintain their engines. It's a really fantastic model for them. It means the engine's more available because we understand our engines better. It's a really fantastic model for us as well because we maintain all of the engines, then we're able to invest. And we're able to invest in technology that allows us to understand the performance of the engine. I'm not going to recreate the Formula One. Understand all of the signals that are coming off and allow us to optimize the maintenance that we actually do on each of the engines. So the best way to think about that is if an engine flies over sand, through highly contaminated air, if the pilot is a bit of a boy racer and wants to pull the throttle right back on the motorway, on the runway, I mixed my metaphors there. Yeah, wants to pull it back on the runway. If the airline wants to fill the plane right to the brink with fuel in a place that fuel is cheaper and actually then all of these things actually affect how the engine operates and the type of maintenance that we have to give it. So what myself and my team have focused on is, can we create a digital twin of the engine, and can we understand through data how each of those engines and each of those factors that I just described to you, how that actually affects the maintenance. So we started with total care, so the kind of pay per hour, many, many years ago, probably before digital was even a word, certainly before the cloud. And I think at the time, the number of sensors and the age of the product, probably somebody could do it on a spreadsheet or maybe an Access database or something of that kind of technology and ilk. But if you think about 0.5 gig of data and 300 sensors, we've just moved out of that it's just not possible to work that way anymore. And actually, what I think it is a really interesting statement. So this is director of our service team, is it's now impossible for us to actually operate our business without this connected technology, because we rely upon all of the data that is actually being streamed to us to make all of our planning and all of our maintenance decisions. And without it, we just wouldn't be able to operate at scale. So hopefully, very, very similar to the kind of Formula One example. So for every flight, we monitor the utilization of the aircraft and obviously of the engine. And that comes into our big cloud platform, which we call the Intelligent Engine. And then on some of the very, very most recent engines, we're actually able to send some configuration data back to the plane. We can't change how the engine works, right? So we don't change that, but we may change how we log the data. We may want to look in a specific area. But again, really big move forward. And then when an engine comes off the wing, it's actually a really big event. So if that engine needs to be taken off for maintenance, it can take more than a year, probably less than 2 years, for it to get from the plane through the maintenance shop and back to the plane. It will cost several million pounds. So you can see that these things are really huge decisions. And if we can use data, we can get that right and we can make that better. So the shops, the people who repair the engines, we have integrations with them, and we have integrations from them back into our platform. So similar in essence to what we've just been talking about. And what we're trying to do here is give an indication to the MRO shop, so like a repair shop where you may take your car, give an indication to them of when the engine will need to come to them, what materials they will need to change, and the bill of process. So how will they need to do that? What will they need to have available to them? Who do they need to have available to do that? So effectively what we've been doing over the last few years is moving away from all engines of one specific type get one specific maintenance package, which was always very, very pessimistic, to each engine gets a personalized maintenance package now. So personalized to how it was flown, personalized to where it was flown, and personalized to the kinds of experiences that it's been exposed to. So we think of it in kind of 3 key parts. So we have the connected asset itself, so the digital twin. If you're a customer of Rolls-Royce, then we also provide you with digital propositions, so an app in your hand. And inside the app, you can actually look at your fleet. You can get down to a specific engine. You can look at the key parts within inside that engine. You can actually see how many flights or cycles are left on that engine. So we're giving our customers real insights into the state and the capability of their product. We also give them indications of when we think the next maintenance event will be, so they can start to think how they can batch these maintenance events together or get the airplane in the right place for where they want to do the maintenance. So we provide them with a lot of digital propositions. And then the final piece, so we don't call it data science, we call it applied intelligence. Effectively, this is really about helping us optimize every single decision that we need to make. So where's the best place to repair this? What parts need to be ordered? Making sure the parts can arrive before they're needed. What skills? What is the scope of the work that has to be done? And we have quite a large data science team making the most of this. And the best thing about this team is they come to work every day, and it might not be about helping the team win the race, but they come to work every day knowing that they fundamentally will change the financial performance of the business with the decision making that they support. So obviously here today to support our partner Hitachi and Microsoft. The platform that we just talked about, that we talked through, all built upon Microsoft Azure. There's some of the technologies inside there as well. But I wanted to kind of talk about how we have our relationship with the customer. So we talked about like the apps or the digital propositions that we provide to them. But actually, the way that we work with our customers is quite complex. And I wanted to use an example from our business aviation world of why working with Microsoft Dynamics CRM and Hitachi, our partner that we work with to build this, really helps us solve a problem that you guys probably don't realize exists. So we power the vast majority of big private jets or business aviation, as we would talk about it. The people who own these not necessarily customers of ours, these are high net worth individuals, so people who own these kinds of things. And it's a little bit like you owning a car. So somebody who owns this jet, they don't use the jet all of the time, right? So they use it in the hundreds of hours a year. Yeah, they want their jet available when they want it. They want to be able to get from here to here, and I want to be able to go right now. So to them, it's all about 100% availability. They want to fly. And the reason that these people actually buy a business jet is they want a time machine, right? So they want to be able to get time back against a competitor or against somebody. So they want to use these jets to go exactly from where they are as fast as they possibly can in extreme comfort and be able to work as best they want to do. So if you look at that side of it, it all sounds really simple and really clear. But actually, when Ronaldo's jet needs some maintenance, who rings up Ronaldo? And that's been a really interesting thing that we have to solve with our CRM system. So our CRM system obviously understands the business jet itself, but it also understands that he doesn't have a large team of people sat there maintaining the jet. It is a very, very small number of people, maybe a pilot, maybe a co-pilot, maybe somebody who manages the administration. So our CRM system has to be super flexible. It has to be able to deal with the really large airlines who have hundreds of planes, who schedule everything, who they don't mind some planned maintenance as long as it fits within their schedule and they can plan around it. But it also has to deal with these people who, I want my plane, I want it now, I want to take it from here to there, I want it to be available, and they want a great experience. And that's a really important part of how we've had to work with Microsoft to deliver that experience to these people. One of the things that I think is really important about how we deliver that maintenance is, again, the way these business jets work is they need to have the maintenance where they are, and they need to have the maintenance within a very, very short window. So the best example I can give is once a year, the Super Bowl is obviously on in America, and almost all business jets land wherever the Super Bowl is in that very small period. And almost all of them want to be able to take off when they want to be able to take off. So actually what we're doing is we're supporting our engineers and the people out in the field using CRM to make sure that for the very, very short period it lands, that we can do any maintenance that we need to do, that we can get the engineers there, we can get the parts there, and we can make sure that for this person, they land, they get off their plane, they go and watch the Super Bowl, and when the time they get back, it's a great experience to get back on the plane and they're able to go back home or to wherever it is, basically to get the value of their time machine. So the intimacy of our CRM system for those people is very, very important. And I think it's a really important way to contrast it to the other side of our business where it's B2B, big, lots of professional people and trying to deliver professional service. So hopefully you've enjoyed learning a little bit about Rolls-Royce. You know, that business model of people paying per engine flying hour is unique. It allows us to be experts at the maintenance. It allows us to optimize that using data science and data. And hopefully you enjoyed hearing about how we serve those, both the big fleets and also the high net worth individuals using our CRM capability. Real personalization, making sure that they get the experience that they pay for. Because all of our products, as you would expect from Rolls-Royce, are of course quite a high price tag. So that's it from me. Hopefully I've hit the 30 minutes perfectly. And I will pass over to you guys for any questions that you might have.